Have a seat on a bench and bend your knee to the best of your ability, giving your upper thigh a hug with both hands. Lift your toes towards your shin, turn your foot out. Extend your knee. At the top of the position, you're going to turn your foot in, flex your toes downward, and then bend your knee back down to that start position. Hold on to something stable to maintain your posture. You're then going to bring your knee up towards your waist. Once your knee is in front of your waist, you're going to draw that knee out, keeping tension in your ankle and knee. You're going to try to get over an imaginary hurdle that is off to the side of you. Once your knee gets over the hurdle, you're going to draw it back into your standing leg. To reverse the motion, you're going to bring your heel to your butt. Draw your knee out, again maintaining tension in your ankle and your knee as you get over that hurdle once more and returning to that starting position. Use a bench to prop your elbows and your forearms up as you bring your knees directly under your hips. You're going to start with your pelvis extended back as your spine can stay as long as possible through the lower and upper regions with your eyes gazing up. You're going to then go ahead and flex your back into a rounded posture, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you get to the top and your eyes are looking down. Make sure your head always moves last in both directions. You're trying to draw as much tension out of your spine as possible with no hip motion. Stand tall and keep tension in your offset hand that is not moving. The whole motion of this is trying to articulate the most motion through your shoulder, so you're trying to draw the biggest circle your arm can. Now notice my chest does not rotate, so rotating to acquire more range of motion is unnecessary. Have your wrist go from an open palm state at the beginning, reach up with an open palm. Once your bicep gets to your ear, begin to turn your wrist out as in a propeller motion until the wrist and the back of your palm is facing your hip at the bottom, and then reverse the motion by all motion happening in the wrist on the way up until you chop down into that start position again with an open palm. Sit into a good squat position and maintain that stability. Your palms will start by facing each other as you take turns reaching one arm up, making sure your eyes follow that hand that goes up. At the same time, the arm that is below you reaches towards the floor. Should feel a good stretch through the hips, upper back, neck, and hip flexor region.
You're going to start with the dumbbell at your chin, nice and tight between your hands. You're going to sit down into a nice good squat position with your back flat, knees bent, knees punching outwards, and you want to create as much tension as you can in that bottom squat position. You're going to start with your arms above your head, and you're going to bring them aggressively down and then back up as you jump into the air. You're going to turn your body 90 degrees. Your landing position, you want your chest to be at 45 degrees, knees bent, hips bent, in a nice athletic position. You're going to rotate both directions, stick the landing on each rep. So you're going to start with your hands in front of you, take a step back in a reverse lunge. You're only going to reach and rotate towards the side that the leg is up on. So right leg up, right arm rotates, left leg up, left arm rotates.
Use a bench to elevate yourself so that we can get more context into the rotation scheme. Okay, draw your chest down to a traditional push-up. On your way up, you're going to constantly push the bench away as one arm leaves the bench and rotates as your eyes follow, making sure you maintain tension through the feet so that your hips don't get excessive rotation. We are trying to rotate through the upper back primarily. Alternate arms for the designated reps. Use a cable column at the lowest setting. Get into a split position. You're going to alternate one arm reaching, one arm rowing, keeping length through your back and your torso. Try not to hunch and stay nice and tall. Grab a med ball between 4 and 6 pounds. You're going to rotate and pivot off of your back foot as you go lead foot. Think of a drive as you shift weight from one side to the other, putting a lot of force into the floor.
You're going to start with your foot on an elevated surface, hopping back and forth while reaching across your body to your opposite foot, driving into those hips. You're going to start with one knee down, one knee up, club on your back. You're only going to rotate towards the side that the leg is up on. What you want to do is drive that elbow down towards the ground. You're going to hold that for about 3 seconds, and then with each rep, you're going to try to get into a deeper range of motion. Again, only the top leg that's up. Hold for 3 seconds, and each rep try to get a deeper range of motion. For the plank, you want to make sure that your shoulders are directly aligned with your elbows. You want to have a slight bend in the knees, and you want to actively squeeze your stomach, your quads, your glutes, your calves, everything as hard as you can, creating as much tension as you can.